Okay, so I've heard the pleas about the cast for first day, so here we go. We are on Japan, and he unified his island. Quite good timing. Um, Bit of autonomy, as expected. I don't know why he has this much negative stat, but that can't be good. I fear he might be getting Peasants War. Estate, Bushi in the officer core, please. You don't have any vassals you want to integrate. So, yeah, Bushi in the officer course is a no-brainer. You can use interactions here for some money. Image perfection is very good later on if you want to stay scale for that, but right now you don't need it. Religious culture of course need to go, so maybe if you get a clergy one here, or Kanushi. Yeah, it's 10 loyalty, and then you combine that with the cell, and then you can get rid of religious culture and get the more useful stuff. Expansion salutary could be good. You are 466, a bit behind on ideas, but nothing major. You deleted all your forts. Something about Matthias making claims on you might not be ideal, but maybe you'll be stronger than him, I don't know. You have a small fleet. You have the sailors, and you have the naval force summit to build up for more, so I'll do that. You have some very good generals indeed. Yeah, nation is fine. Except the stab and the corruption, but I guess he can manage in due time. He's allied to Korea and nothing else. But Matthias is making claims on him, which is very interesting. We'll have a look at Matthias later. So Korea, let's look how they're doing. Korea, of course, was in the massive Chinese box fighting Oivat and ended up losing this. But unlike the others, he's still alive. You got a bit of corruption, you can root that out, you have plenty of money for that. This looks decent. Take this one as well. You definitely could have taken what was it? Oh, Confusion doesn't have expansion facility, of course. Yeah, and then he has some expansion to do, I guess. And then he can go for inward perfection and start deving up like crazy. Getting different religions harmonized by taking this one would also be advised. He started on quality ideas, so that's great for him. Yeah, doing great in attack. Renaissance is slowly spreading, he got it, so he's building a fleet, and he's allied with Japan, so they might have to fight together against Medius. He's now allied to his former enemy Oivat, so he should be fine on land for now. Of course there might be Russia coming knocking later, but that's not his concern. So yeah, he should just be focusing that. He could put on a trade edict here, why not? Help his money. Merchant here, yeah, that's like correct. Yeah, we changed trade notes a bit, so Philippines actually go to Nippon now, which makes Philippines useful for them. Philippines also go to Canton, so Philippines is just like basically a starting node. Only got inflowing from one place in the New World. I think it's Pacific Triangle, yeah, Polynesian Triangle. Yeah, so he got his one defensive mountain fort, all that Korea really needs if he's afraid of attacks. Yeah, he can just sit until, I would assume. Amazing ruler, amazing air. Yeah, his countries are going great. Maybe sell some titles. You can get some land and you can dev some. You can start building possibly a bit and get rid of these loans. And now to look at my own nation. Let's see how this burning shithole looks. So yes, four Chinese players, of 3 Chinese players in Korea, ended up winning, but at what price? Well, tech is in the gutter. Bankruptcy, massive loans, 11 loans right now, 8.5 corruption. Can pop this one when I need some unity, and then the next one as well. Yeah, it's in a rough state. I'm doing a war with Yarkand right now, which I can soon piece out of. Having rebels galore. it's gonna be a bit of pain in agony. Luckily, Muscovies haven't even started dipping into Uzbek yet. But they occasionally will, I would assume. Persia is also a bit busy, but could go into Yarkand eventually. So, yeah, my nation has seen a bit in the gutter. Estates, well, that's only 2 states, not really much here to talk about. Got rid of the control of monetary policy at least. Shitty income, bit of inflation, losing a lot of money. Yeah, it definitely has seen better days, but well, did win in the end, so at least that's that. Army losses total. I mean, people lost more troops than me. So all the Chinese are now dead. So we're gonna jump to Medias, which is mass. Yeah. Decent naval force limit. He's only 2 ideas into quality. Japan hasn't started yet. So he needs to get to here to get the naval morale, and then I think Japan's gonna have a rough time fighting him on the seas. But then again, he needs the armies, and he's accumulating Wu. Okay. Let's look at his state. I don't like voice of the council. Religious culture. Religious diplomat. Yeah, that's fine. Expand his territory by military. Can sell for some bit of money. Yeah, this looks mostly fine. You really want this guy if you're gonna fight. You can afford him even. Of course, Republic, so you can be Republic gaming. Yeah, he'll have the naval edge over Japan, big time. But this army beating Japan army, I doubt it. But of course, if he can like sneakily occupy these 2 provinces, which doesn't have a fort, and these 2, then he can sit in some of Japan's land and possibly bankrupt him, maybe, or even get to stab hit range with blockades. He has good odds in the naval war. If you want to be the true naval cancer, you can go into maritime. Yeah, Magius looks decent. Up to date motion tech. Remember, Miltech 7 is massive for naval, because of the artillery fire in it. And then there's naval morale at Tech 7 as well. And he is currently allied to Brunei and Madhya Pradesh. Brunei doesn't know what manpower is. He doesn't know what sailors is though. And he has 28 ships, which 20 of them is galleys. Brunei is expansion first. Also for Medias, it of course goes the other way. Japan has definitely had the upper hand on military, so if you declare and you unsuccessfully land in Japan, just suddenly land on your island, you might be dead. You do have a PP problem. Because you don't have any possible rivals. That's not ideal. Yeah, that wouldn't go for increased levies, getting 9% manpower, and you cannot take land from them. And we in the opposite curve and Premier of the Crown as superior. Are you vessel gaming? You are tributary. Wouldn't do that. Here at expansion, so you can take native assimilation policy. That's decent. Else, expansion territory, religious culture is always good. You're Muslim and you have the merchant school, so you can take. Yeah, you can take this one and you can get the Deaf Cost school. This looks fine. The Demi, you could give demo to the Demi to get attack cost from them. You're not running an advisor for some reason. You're making fine bank. How is this gold mine behaving? Oh. I have an offender here, guys. Big offender. You see that? 9.5. That's not good. That's punishment. He def 12 times, which means he should have a bit less crownland, like 8 crownland. Assuming, of course, he def this up, so likely not, but yeah, this is an offender. Where's his colonist? He's colonizing the remaining of his island. Yeah. And do they see Australia? I don't think they do. Nope. And he's also allied to Madias and Majapahit, so Indonesia box going strong. Of course, not the greatest income, and I mean, Ayutthaya is already down here. At least, oh, he took this. So interesting. Yeah, which means your navy basically needs to be bigger than Ayutthaya, or you else might be in a problem. Because Ayutthaya can just walk over here and into your land. He had his disaster, right? Yeah, it looks like it. Prevent collapse, gets massive bonus from that, right? I don't know. My Japan seems to be getting the upper hand of the deal here. This doesn't look optimal though, because this is a close permit. I don't. Yeah, this one can produce close, but not incense. Yeah, that's not great. These two, if you can get close on, and you got them here, and building a workshop. You need to accept the Moluccan culture basically, and get this converted ASAP. Treat them like gold mines, these ones. You also have a sizable fleet and a sizable force limit as well. You are an expansionist, expansion ideas. That's actually a decent death count. Yeah, but there's a lot of free land still to be had. And of course you need to explore at one point, one of you. And then, like, you guys, you're limited. Like, normally one guy dude has this, maybe two. Like maybe it's the mainland power that has this, and then the naval power that has the rest. You're three guys sharing a very little amount of land. Which means that you are going to be looking outwards. Beating Ayutthaya, which is allied to Oivat and Bengal on land, is near impossible. Japan might be an idea, but that's very far away and could be hard logistically. Also, of course, you have Australia, and you can maybe dip into the New World, possibly. Yeah, you have options, but it's fine. You can definitely survive. Also, you haven't snatched a gold mine. I would definitely prioritize that. So you start building binary on these guys. When you colony finish, you colonize this province, fabricate, instantly clan these guys, and then you get up here. Oh, this is a vessel of Brunei. Oh. Why did you vassalize this? You need to take this province from them. Just seize it from them. Oh, it's a capital. Brunei, you need to integrate this stuff. Like, I don't know how this is gonna deal this up. It's gonna be looking like border goal possibly. Yeah, you definitely want to. And they don't like you because you force vassalize them. Time to improve those relations and get that gold mine ASAP. Okay, let's look at the big win of first session, Ayutthaya. Basically, you got free war into China after Oivat entered itself against the Chinese. 322. Decent ruler, very good heir. Do yourself a favor and make a ruler at general just so it dies quicker. Yeah, this looks correct. Like, maybe would have waited with nobility, and of course you get nobility integration policy because you do have a lot of vassals that you need to integrate, and that can be agony. And since you're allied with Bengal, I assume you have a border deal, so you only have the naval stuff here to worry about really, because China is empty at this point and Bengal is your ally. So unless Bengal have fun in the Thunderdome of India, well, I guess you should be very fine, because I don't think these guys can beat you on land. Possibly could if they all march together, but then again, I mean, these guys can have like a bit of force limit as well. So like, it's gonna be tough, and very good job securing the strait here. And now you can just solidify whatever's left of AI, because there's a lot of AI going around here. You can call some, that's fine. You're focusing admin because you need to call so much, I guess that's fine-ish. You are kingdom, why do you have so low here? Reform mental system. Yeah, this needs to go eventually. And do remember that we nerfed plutocracy in the mod, so you lose what you call it, you lose stability, I think. I think it's stability that you lose if you go plutocracy, Eastern plutocracy. And of course, did he culture switch anything? He's CMEs, no he didn't culture switch, which means he'll have to go through this one, which is like, what, 200 years ahead in time, so that can be agony. But, very well managed nation, indeed. And now let's look at the Thunderdome. So Bengal is allied with Delhi and Ayutthaya. Delhi and Bengal killed Mewan last session together with Bagmanis and Vijay. And they are allied and these are allied. So showdown time is expected, I'd assume. That's a very low force limit. Yeah, ooh, ouch. Yeah, this is not great. You can only fill 25k. That's really a low amount. Like, you have the defensive fort, but 25k, it's not a lot of troops. Your PP is getting on the low side. You are rival to VJ, so you can just pirateer them and get some PP from that. But other than that, I think you are looking very in a rough spot because of your autonomy. You are integrating these. He didn't sync them, so hopefully he has an ability integration policy. He doesn't have an ability, is that correct? Yeah, so it's gonna be pain because he's gonna be able to integrate this one, I think. Actually, let me look. Did he sync them? No, he did not sync them. So what you can do is you can possibly make these guys unloyal like this, and then the integration stops, and you can try to sync them so you integrate in the same day. But it can be tricky to do that, and people can support the independence. You have claims all over, but you can't really use. I guess you can try, but yeah, I definitely think you went too ham in the Delhi Mewa war. Let's see how the other side look when we get to that. You're doing very great in ideas, very great in tech, so you have that going. Okay, let's look at VJ. VJ is a bit further behind in ideas, also great in tech. Got them a Rafa's CAF compatibility. Is he running CAF? He is indeed not running CAF. He even gets CCA here, so he should arguably run some CAF because that would really pack a punch with Marafas here. Isn't this also where you can get the permanent Marafas council? Yeah, you want this one, and then you pick this one, and you pick increased levies. You can already pick increased levies, such that the Marafas gain more lands here, like they don't get when you seize. And then you can get both the manpower, which is negligible compared to absolutism, but if you when you also get the discipline from permanent Marafas council, it's massive. So yeah, you have really good scaling on that. Troop count 11k more force limit than Bengal. Decent income. Yeah. I mean, does he have a fort line together with his ally? So fort there, fort there. This is a fort, yes. This is a fort, yes. This is a fort, yes. This is a level 1 fort, so they're vulnerable in the west, kinda. Yeah, they can be struck in the west, but the east looks very good. Not too shabby. And he has int mission. I would honestly just pop this right now. Like the money you get now is better than the potential more money you can get later, because money like go exponentially, so you can build stuff that gives you more money. So that way, I would assume this would make way more use right now than later. Bagmani sitting in a bit of corruption. Also, I know you were about to get next to Diego, but I would step up. He also has the Marafas. but he doesn't get the increased leverage because he can get that nobility. But he can he still get this one? Empower the polygars. Yeah, he can. So eventually, he can get that as well. Which is gonna be amazing for him. Get that 10 discipline. Going on quantity ideas. Is he running any calf? He's running a bit of calf with the 10 CCA there, and first don't these guys also give compatibility for Muslims? I think they do. So if these guys was a bit more happy, would be good for you. Yeah, they do give CCA, so he should also be running calf. Like tries to force him with Bengal. Yeah, this nation is the best looking so far. Oh, he got 18k over there. It's amazing. But please do step up, else this is actually very fine. Delhi, oh no, Delhi doesn't have any manpower. Has 44 force damage, so that's great. He has a bad push. Finish quality, is he running any calf? He's also not running calf, despite having plus 15 CCA, guys. Come on, you all of you have bonus for calf, and nobody of you is running calf. Also, let me look. Did Bengal switch to Nepalese? He did indeed not switch to Nepalese culture. Of course, you're waiting for Sikh to show up so you can form Punjab with amazing ideas. But right now, you got that calf ability. You gotta utilize it, guys. Running good advisors and finish your ideas, so that's amazing for you. And you even still have high autonomy. You are the biggest one down here, right? Rivals and allies. Country. Well, Persia doesn't count, but well, he's not the biggest. VDA is bigger, but VDA must have even more average autonomy, I would assume then. Yeah, 40. What's Bagman's average autonomy? 23. Okay, so Delhi's they have some autonomy problems. Also, Delhi, I don't know what this fort grid is. It doesn't look too good. You have what 3 farmland forts, 4 farmland forts. I think they're just sinking your money without providing really the defensive benefits that they could do. You are expanding a bit into Jampur, but otherwise I would be very scared about the south, where you do have some good defensive forts, but the enemy can walk around, and most notably, they can actually this fort protect them from cutting you off from your allies, so that might be valuable. Yeah, don't delete this fort. We can delete the other 3. I don't think those matters at all for you. I root up that corruption. Like, you don't want to be sitting in this, please. Yeah, well, I'm excited for the Indian Thunderdome. I think it's gonna deliver next session. Let's look at another free gamer, Persia. So he successfully got Sebastian. He did not start upgrading this, but I guess he will sooner than later. This Persia is massive. Free gaming for sure. I mean, yeah, this Persia is literally like you did lose one of the valuables to Mehran, but Mehran was the ally, and now you can kill them, I guess, and get the Kalat fort, and then you can basically never be attacked by Indians. You're expanding into QQ. Ottomans is dead. Moscow is still far away, so you basically have the free games. Albeit I did know you fought the Indians. Your estates could look better. Nobility in the officer core. And the advisor cost. In here you could get the expansion cemetery and enforced unity of faith or religious culture. Like you're the only Sebastian nation in the game. You will never be not gaining the expansion cemetery bonus. Also, you're liking the diplo points here and the advisor cost, but other than that, looks pretty decent here. Is spending on advisors. This is not great. This is also not great. I mean, your ruler is already a general, and you could disinherit because I don't think this guy is really good. But you don't have any enemies, and you're very strong right now, and you can keep expanding. So great job. Your PP is a bit lackluster. Who are your rivals even? Uzbek, Lithuania, and QQ, and you're gonna get a lot of people from QQ. Yeah, you form Georgia and then you form Persia. And you can get this, yeah, this Persia could be a late game monster. Like, let's say that Baghmani's VJ kills Delhi, Bengal. Then he eats half of Delhi, half of Mewar. There's nothing up here because Oirat is weak from Death War. There's nothing here because Ottomans is dead. So there's only a Muscovy. This is the freest game ever I've seen for Persia. Congratulations to him. This is still independent. You can also go down here. Vasits is a vassal of Mamluks. Great nation. Like, he just needs to send scale. Like, he doesn't need to fight player wars. He has all the free AI land he can get. And the Mamluks, so the big winner of the 1v1. Constantinople is owned by Kandahar, and Kandahar is not a player. Interesting. Anyway, not the greatest income. I would assume higher average autonomy. Yeah. Excellencies, possibly. Good idea. Yeah, this looks fine. Religious diplomats likely a bit unnecessary. Maybe, of course he took them for the vassal up here, I would assume, to get the vassals in the Golden Age. So yeah, he won against the Ottomans, and he can certify Anatolia. Venice, AI Venice went ham, very interesting as well. But yeah, you can get Constantinople, and then you can hopefully form Rome. So you need to culture switch to Turkish, and then you can form Rome to get their amazing ideas. Possibly already doing that. He's fighting down here. Who is he allied to? He's allied to Tunis and Hungary. So I only think you need Constantinople for Rome, and then if you want to stay friendly with Hungary, you can just give them back to them afterwards. You do of course have Persia bringing down your next soon enough, but and I guess you also have Nadal eventually. I don't think the Cairo fort is doing him much favor. Sina fort is always amazing. Halab fort is you can take up, and you can also do a DS. I mean, you won your war. Now you have some breathing room. I don't think anyone is gonna be coming for you anytime soon. So you continue doing AI expansion, continue just growing and being greedy. It's like taking this one for the small tech cost production on the next tech, etc. And you're integrating some vassal. Yeah, this nation is. Oh, it got corruption. Yeah, even more than mine. I do. Oh yeah. So I think you should sell and seize, and then you use all this money to just root out as much corruption as you can, because corruption is never good to have. So Adal. And let's see where the gold mine's at. 7 development. Did he? I think he put that in edit request. Yeah, he did. And the other one is 6, so he's slowly expanding. There's a big scary Congo down here. He doesn't have any player allies. That could spell disaster for him with the Mamluks having free, well, not achieved free game, because they didn't have a free game, they achieved it. Not the greatest income, but he does have receipts. No, that's Mamluks. I guess you might be in for a pickle if Mamluks decide to come knocking, even though they have tons of corruption. I see, this could be very interesting. Okay, well, that's interesting. Did not see Mamluks having receipts. Yeah, you might be in trouble, to be honest. Congo coming from the south, Mamluks from the north. You are a bit behind on tech, and I mean, you're doing better than Mamluks and ideas, but estate, strong doses, yeah. I mean, the advice cost possibly for an ability integration policy, but other than that, this was amazing. He did not coverage reduce. Maybe he didn't have the opportunity yet, maybe he didn't want to. I guess with this situation he might not be optimal to do it. Um, let's take a look down on Congo. That looks massive. Yeah, this Congo's going ham. Are we playing this Congo again? Game information? No, first it was the Africa. So watches. No. But here we have the mistakes. So for those who do not know, monopolies are generally really bad. So monopolies give you a front of money boost, but you don't get money from the provinces producing this for 10 years. So monopolies give, I think it's 8 years worth of the current production income, and you don't get any income for the next 10 years. Which means that you basically lose money by getting money up front. If you can really use the money up front, well, maybe it's worth it, but if your autonomy goes down, it gets caught, it gets right probability, it gets accepted culture, all these things that increase the money the province make is going on top. So I don't think this is a good idea. Besides that, they take up a slot from other useful stuff, so they're really not good. Like the case, I guess this one is okay because the merchant guilds doesn't have as much useful stuff. Also, my friend, you're sitting on a lot of mana. Not of mana, groundland. You can get free mana upon this. Like, you pay a one-time price and then you get mana for the entire game. It's amazing. And as a result, therefore, your tech is struggling. You're spending decent on advisors. You took the gold mines down here, great job. I would try to develop those up. I would make your ruler is already general, great job. Other than that, you should enjoy that you are just basically chilling and having a free game right now. Your estates is the most glaring issue I see with your country. Also, you can core all this. Your average autonomy is not bad. And then focus on developing your gold mines, and then you basically have a free game. You don't have to fight any people. I think you killed the Mutapa player, or he quit because he was playing another game meantime, same time. But you can chill. Like, you don't have any immediate enemies. You're allied with Songhai. Adal has Mamluks bearing down his neck. I think you're grand. Like, you can sit and chill, and you get the full kill annexation here. So that's great. Like, you don't need to do anything. You can sell the titles here. Yeah, you really just need to get rid of the monopolies. So trade goods. Look at all these cows. All these cows. 5 cows, possibly 6 up here that you're not getting anything from. Gems. Less gems as well. Less gems you're not getting, and you could be having more useful stuff. I like the supremacy over the crown or tribal kingdom, whatever. That's really great, and the mill power great, but please get them away and get the mana privileges. They really help. So Songhai. I like the defensive forts. They are there. I mean, it's not really defensive fort, but it's so agony to fight in these corridors. Jollof is his vassal. Jollof has this gold mine. This gold mine is 6 development, this is 2. You can definitely develop these up and convert this away. So you actually get the full amount. You're converting this one with dice. But you're unifying your region at a great pace. You have quality ideas, you are doing okay on tech. You could give more to the Demi, but else this looks fine. And you have like, I heard Morocco might be dead, else you can go in, you can possibly snatch that, possibly snatch part of Tunis. You can even go expansion secondary and try to colonize the coast, so the Portuguese or English that I see out here doesn't show up. Oh, you have corruption as well. I think you have some money to just root it out straight away, and else you will be getting those gold mines. I think this fort is redundant. Like, if you want to defend from the south, this fort is the one you have, and then in this corridor. And don't do the mistake of taking trade ideas as the Songhai did on Wednesday. It doesn't work for you very well in this area. You can eventually go into Ethiopia once. I think there's an like a nation spawns in like 40 years or something. Like Tunis, Morocco might be in for a beating, I heard about, so you can arguably go that way. So let's look at those. Morocco is out of manpower, sitting a big fat pile of cash and 20 loans. Did he take max loans and is trying to be paid off? Losing 8, losing 1 ducat. See very high state maintenance here. State edicts, yeah, you can remove the defensive edict and take a trade edict in your capital. And Talifeld is 14 development, you've been junking that. Also you can turn off these forts, you don't need them now. And then you can possibly make a positive income, like, this is not the worst income ever. I mean, this looks fine, yeah. You can give more to the Demi to possibly get them loyal, but don't have any non-Muslim land, I'd assume, yeah, don't. You're behind on tech, like admin tech 3, I guess you'd be defoing. I hope you've been waiting as well, that can also help your income. But yeah, you're really struggling. If the Iberians wasn't having French visitors, you'd be dead, but there might be options with French visitors in Iberia. So I think Tunis is a bit more successful. Yeah, definitely. He went up, took Dinero from the Europeans. But he seemed to have been going bankrupt recently. No, he just did like to set a negative 3 stab. For some reason, I do not know. He's also lagging massively behind on tech. What happened here? And he, oh no, command of the military. This is really bad. Like leader cost plus 20%. That's mana down the drain. You never wanna have mana down the drain. Increased level is also not ideal. Demi is nicely filled. Expansion still too. Yeah, I don't know where your crown land went, but you're missing the admin power and the diplo power. Which as a result your tech is hurting. Maybe also a result of other things. You can wait, I assume. You already rated this, seems like. I mean, you can rate this. Like 1, 2, 3. You can rate these. Haven't been rated for some reason. Why did this not get rated? Maybe I must them. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's the furthest you can get. Okay. I don't know what happened to your country, but it's not looking too great. I don't know what went on here. Who did you death for? Choose Milan. Well, anyway, country seems kinda safe-ish. With Milan and Morocco, Mamluks and Morocco allied. And Songhai can't see jack shit. It needs can love, but give it enough time, it can. Okay, let's look at the Muscovites. 16 average autonomy. I think you're missing out on, where is it? Yearly patriarch authority here. I think you might want that one. Else you get expansion territory. I guess you're done by killing Orthodox nations. Actually, both Poland, Lithuania, and Hungary went Orthodox. Right, maybe you're not done with that. You're allied with Lithuania, which is your only ally. So you're boxing with him. Okay, interesting. I think you have some redundant forts as well. I don't really know what your plan with those is. You got Basquet. That's amazing for you. And you still have 2 air hordes to couple up. Well, 3 if you count this 2 points minor. Are we actually recording? We are indeed actually recording. Good. Lagging behind the admin as Moscow usually does because of all the coding. Oh, actually not lagging behind. That's actually amazing. Quite good ruler and bit worse air. Spending decent on advisors. I mean, by this point you could have had like another. What is this? This is yearly patriarch authority, and we played 30 years, so that's 15 more. So basically, you could be running you could have had 40 or be running like this one that saves you manpower because fewer revolts, or the construction cost, or the manpower recovery speed. But because you somehow decided to keep the clergy open for such, you don't get that. Other than that, yeah, he's just gonna expand until I hope for him because, well, I don't know who's gonna fight. Maybe Sweden. Sweden seems like he killed Denmark, and Lithuania is his ally. Who's Lithuania allied? Sweden and Muscovy. So you're likely not fighting Sweden, but Poland might be Brandenburg and Saxony. Yeah, yeah, I think it's over there. Oh, that's giving a nation. Lithuania, great power, interesting, doing great on that. Decent here. Not the best, but a lot of those advisors. 54 limit. Is he running CAF? He is indeed not running CAF. I mean, his CAF CCA doesn't come until this point. He's chilling with 18k. I mean, this country looks decent. A bit high inflation, but other than that, Denmark seemed to have gotten over here before he lost to Sweden. Is Denmark still playing? I wouldn't imagine so. I would assume Denmark is dead. And Sweden is going into Riga. That might be problematic for you. Although he's your ally, so maybe possibly not. That's a lot of Polish troops on your border. That's 50k almost. And you have 18k, and the Muscovites are all over the place, busy killing AI. And the Swedes, I don't even see them. The Swedes is in Hamburg, so these guys snatching in here, carving for your nation. Moscow might just say, "Hey, that's nice. You're dead. I eat your land." You have what, 2 forts in your nation? Three forts. That might be a quick war if Poland goes for it. And Poland doesn't defect claims all over your nation. Just go for this one. But you have the force limit to contest if you need to. Monopoly and wine. I wouldn't like these two. I don't agree with. They fill up the clergy for other stuff. Like I get you only have what one wine province, so it's not like you're not losing the money. You're just for the loyalty. But I would assume there'd be better stuff to this than this to pick. Also, you're lacking the diplo points. You can sell titles for a lot of money. Might be like maybe you should sell titles just to build some forts instantly, because this could be looking rough. Oh, Sweden actually has 13k more further into Germany. So if Poland declares, tells Saxony and Brandenburg, hey, just kill those Swedish troops, and then you get Denmark and the Lübeck node. Kill those Swedish troops, just blitz through this. Moscow is busy killing rebels, killing AIs. But Sweden. States, the guys, so there's one thing that's worse to see in the states than monopolies, and that's the state's statutory rights. Minimum of autonomy 25. It means these provinces fucking worth nothing. Oh god, no. Yeah, this not looking great. Just by that sheer fact alone. Other than that, he's up to date here. He's doing great on ideas. The last just thing, Swedish, yeah, he got the Swedish military reform. He can take this one. Do not sell while you have a state statue, or you kind of get your crown back. Yeah, I don't know if we can do that. Is Norway your PU? Yeah, you can integrate them. Amazing for you. And your allies is Hesse and Muscovy. Oh, Hesse and Lithuania. Hesse a player? Hesse indeed looks like a player. And you're down here. Oh, I see a thunder dome, what we call it. Europe brawl, maybe. You have naval supremacy? Possibly not. It doesn't take more than the English to say hello. And then you die. Oh well, you're Navy. You lose your straight bonuses. So Polish armies at full maintenance on the Lithuanian border. Like, he just needs to tell the Brandenburgians to kill these Swedes and the Saxons to kill these Swedes, and then he can march in and possibly win alone versus Muscovy and Lithuania, because he's got manpower full. He's not running any horses, but he doesn't get the horse bonuses just yet. Coming soon. Yeah, there's this many generations through the roof. He's expanded a bit into Danzig, and then he got Moldavia. His loans, did he? He has a lot of loans. Did he fight a war? I would assume he did. I mean, who lost their cause? It can all have been Denmark they all fought and went into loans for. I don't know. Did they fight the Ottomans? Also, this is an amazing vassal. Look at this reconquest. Yeah, but his income is decent. He got the northern Polish land, can get some power into the Danzig or the Baltic Sea, but well, he kind of wants Sweden dead, and I assume Lithuania as well. His rivals are Hungary, Austria, and Mamluks. Interesting. And he's integrating Danzig and allied to Saxony and Brandenburg. I literally do not know what's going to show down here, but it hella looks interesting indeed. Waffenberg is a player too, I assume. Idea is just gone. He's also Orthodox. He can also get the Patriarch Authority. Why do people not like this one? Yellow Patriarch Authority. Other than that, his state looks fine. Of course, this one is quite amazing. I think it has some drawbacks later, but I'm never played Poland, so I don't really know. This fort is not maintained. Does this fort serve you any purpose? Like, this fort would be better now, wouldn't it? But yeah, you can't really defend your fort from the your capital from the Lithuanians. And Hungary. Hungary is doing decent ideas. Of course, got the Ottomans killed. Got Kosovo, 8 development. Don't know how Venice got this big after Austria dismantled them, but apparently they did. Yeah, but you have free expansion into to here. Unless Poland gone for you, I think you're fine. You're allied to Austria and Mamluk, so your only neighbor is Poland, so you can just chill. You have plenty of land with all the European Ottoman land. You have vassals who are integrating great. Strong duchies. Yeah, nobility integrating policy would have been way better for you with this many vassals. Oh no. Oh, why do we see this? Monopolies on wool. So all these wool poles you're not getting. And let's see. There's a bit of wine you're not getting, but most of all they're taking up the useful slot in the clergy. Oh, and how many textiles ain't you getting? I mean, especially when you integrate Croatia and this, it's so painful to see. You're losing out on so much money here, my friend. That's not even enough to rework it. Oh god. Well, other than that, your nation looks fine, but that's a big ouch. Your income's great. You got the Kosovo gold mine. You got the gold mine up here. Yeah, your nation is in great shape. Except for those monopolies, that's hurting your income quite a bit. So Brandenburg, no manpower. Brandenburg doesn't believe manpower exists apparently. Also, for the clergy, I wouldn't go religious diplomats fine at this point. Strong duchies, yeah, you would also really like the nobility integration policy over aristocratic councillors. We have one slot open here, I guess that's fine. You grew a bit. Assume your ally Poland then will give you the Prussia formation once it spawns. Forming Prussia, Malbork, that's one. Danzig, that's that one. And Krolevik, that's that one. Yeah, I guess you will get that eventually. He got Lübeck as vessel. That's amazing for him actually. Then he did decent expansion. And they're not happy enough yet that he can direct trade without making them upset. But eventually they will be that, and you still have a bit of AI left to eat. Decent standing army, suppressing rebels, spending on advisors, and offensive ideas, interesting. Not too bad, but not the quantity or quality that other people go for. So I guess we're looking at Bohemia right here. Starting as Bohemia. Yeah, it's Hussite. I wouldn't take increased levies though. Nobility of course way better. Religious culture, yeah, the rest looks fine. Doing great on ideas. Tech is looking fine as well. Spending decent on advisors. Here. Prague is still the capital. I guess when you have a spare admin, which you might soon have, maybe first at admin tech 10 you could possibly move it to a more defensive position. The gold mine is a 10 development. You are... I don't really know why you would change it to Saxon culture at this point. I mean, what does that give you? You already get the bonus from religious culture. That's a weird one. Other than that, yeah, you kind of stifle for expansion, like you can go a bit into down here, but other than that, there's not really much AI going around left. But 300 development, and you can do expand infrastructure now, which is actually really fucking useful. And you have an amazing general. I mean, this gonna kick off like with all these players. It's so many people did not die first session either, and they just killed the AI super quickly. Also clearing issues going. You have vassal Switzerland. Yeah, you can take nobility integration policy for them. Religious culture is great later on once you have the crown land for it. Yeah, you could get the advisor course, but not in paramount. You should definitely spend more on advisors. You're making plus 10. Also, this guy's not too great. Intel is 8 development. Vienna is still the capital, and you are allied with Saxony and Hungary and Milan. And hopefully next war with Venice you can get Venice itself in 3 years, so you need a bit of navy for that, or need to find someone that has a better navy to help you. But possibly you and Hungary can do it alone at this point. Maybe not. But definitely should be spending more on those advisors. Doing decent ideas, focusing well as you should. Not the best income. What's the average autonomy? 21. I mean, he did not expand much if you try to land himself. Like, he got all of Switzerland, that's great, but like all of Bavaria is still independent. And his AE it's up there. Milan, let's look at them. Yeah, definitely give him more away in the States. A bit behind on ideas. Did he get the mana? He lacks a diplomana. He's Republic. He's dictatorship. But he's gonna go back into a Republic once the guy dies, because he's high enough on the Republican tradition. He's split between the 2 trade nodes. Ideally, you could go like attack Tunis. It doesn't give you any A because it's Muslim. And then if they try to land, you also wouldn't drill your troops. Please stop that. It's just waste of money. We did change how this works in the mod, so you gain 5 professionalism from recruiting general, and you lose 25 from stacking. Don't do this. It's not worth it. But you could attack Tunis and then just sit occupied and then wait for rebels to spawn, and then rebels will break loose and make Tunis go independent. It doesn't exist. Okay. That's a vassal. That's great. Yeah. Come on. No, it doesn't want to work, but I hope you're diverting trade from these guys. You are like Austria and Württemberg, so Württemberg is a bit far stretch. Naples independence supported, but they are PU under Aragon. Interesting. But I would be a bit worried if I were you, like only allies at Austria and Württemberg. But again, the Spaniards are getting killed by the French. It's a precarious situation you're in. Like, you should definitely try to rush for the Saluzzo fort. That's basically what keeps the French out of Italy. This fort. I can guess Torino and Nizza can't do it, but Saluzzo fort is so valuable. So I really try to rush for that as soon as possible. I don't think you can deploy otherwise. Nah, I can't. Other than that, our Aragon is in the Pope. Christ. This Europe must have been spicy as hell. Yeah, and he's behind on ideas, so we really need to focus on that and get the diplomat going. Württemberg. This looks great. Yep, no comments here. Guess he's waiting with expansion territory. I don't think you want to have this going anyway. Almost done with offensive ideas. Doing okay on tech. Of course, it's Republic Gaming. Spending good on great advisors. Already at nearly 200 development. He's been deving like crazy, hasn't he? Yeah, 61 dev clicks. That's Republic Gaming in Europe for you. Yep, all these are getting really high depth. Small standing army, but that's his size right now, right? Yeah. He is allied, like these alliance networks, they're so weird. He's allied with Burgundy, Milan, and Hungary, and Austria is allied with Milan and Hungary, but Württemberg is not allied with Austria. Seems like that's permanent claims he got on Saxony. I really don't know what to say. Like our country's well managed, but might be fiesta time soon in this place. Like it looked like we packed all the good players, but in Europe, but Hesse is not doing too great in technology compared to his neighbors. Right of Council I don't like, also but clergy I also don't like, but other than that it's okay-ish. Here's 22k, still no ideas. Who's his allies? His allies is Sweden, which puts him into a different block. I think Hesse might be in for a rough one, partition between Burgundy, Württemberg, Saxony and Brandenburg. With how this diplo looks, that's vassal of Brandenburg. Vassal of Burgundy, yeah, I don't think this Hesse is long for this world, sadly. Like, if I was you, Hesse, survival doesn't depend on how well you play in the game, but how well you deploy your way out of this situation. Your country's not looking great. This guy is particularly horrible, and so is his heir. And your armies will never stand a chance if your former neighbors decide to partition you. Like there's not really much to comment on the nation. Like there's not buildings yet, so I don't really know what else to say. Then he looks like he might get partitioned. Burgundy looking quite big. 500, nearly 500 development, 54 force limit. Wouldn't take the increased levies, wouldn't also take the Turk centuries, nor the oversight by the clergy. Almost finished quantity is ahead on tech. Generally just doing amazing. Like, yeah, he's allied with French, and the French is allied with the English, right? The English doesn't have any allies, interesting. But the English... Can you beat the English Navy? There's 6 heavy ships. And you have 24 light ships. You ain't competing for the English Navy. And you're allied with Württemberg and France. So yeah, I expect you might kill Hesse next session. If England doesn't kill you. But I don't think you have forts, etc. Big force limit. And very nice income. Now the French are 57, almost finished quality ideas, dipped into Iberia, But if the Iberians get the shit together and get a fort in Navarra and in Teruel, they still have the mountain defenses. And how long do they have to get the shit together? They have not long. They have 3 months. I think that might be rough for them. The French army suddenly looked like they just came off maintenance. I wonder what that could be. Yeah, this is correct. Church centuries are, but like, it's nice for the early papal influence, but then again, it's just sitting there being annoying to remove. Spending arguably a bit too little on advisors, but if he's gonna have death war, I assume, might be fine. He vassalized Brittany. Like maybe he could take a Seleucus snack on the way. You do have a conquest goal. I would definitely do that just to deny Italy that. But the Iberians definitely did not get this shit together and get these 2 forts in time. Instead they have Valencia and Burgos fort. So this is flatlands. Well, they could have been fighting mountain battles. But I guess the Iberians have had troubles. Possibly bankruptcies. Yeah, so the French is looking fine. The English 44 summit went Explo, so we are off to the new world, are we? Yeah. He's colonizing that, and the other one I don't think can reach anything. Maybe this one. He also got Madeira. Did he buy that off the Portuguese? Doesn't Portuguese start with that? I think he must brought it off them. Became a core of England. Maybe he killed it, took it by force. Anyway, he united his island. This is fine. I mean, private trade fleet, I guess. Church sanctuary is also going for the church sanctuaries. People seem to like it. That's where he gets the additional one from. Not the best guy. Decent air though. I would arguably spend that on. Maybe he's voting for colonization. Yeah, I would, because he's spending a lot of the others. I think he's voting for colonization guy. And he also got English North Atlantic. Got these. I think they're to Greenland. Yeah, I guess he's doing fine. So now let's look at the poor Iberians with the French visitors. Nobility and officer corps, please. Monopoly and wine, I guess you fought there for. I guess I can accept that. I can't get rid of control over monetary policy, but I don't really know if you want to, if you're gonna expect to do round 2 versus the French. You have Papal Separatists and Naples. Naples is disloyalist, is still bugged. Game. Yeah, this would work. Like, start building forts here immediately. And then tell Castile to build a fort immediately there, but rough does it seem. 9k, no ideas. Yeah, this is a clear telltale of death warring. I mean, if the French get occupied by something else, I don't know what, but then you might live. I don't think if you can beat the French together alone. And if the French just call in the Burgundians, then you're not long for this world, unless the English decide they want to help you or something. Castile almost finished quality ideas. Amazing ruler. Took them 1 monopoly in burgers, I guess that's fine. The rest looks fine here, yep. Decent income. I think with death warring he might even want to death us further. I might also want to step up. Having more admin is not going to give you any other advantage. And it's not building a fort here. I would take loans for that. To build a fort in Navarra to possibly prevent the French from having a Iberian vacation. Whatever. Yeah, then you're in for a rough one. You're sitting on enough here for the. He got these 2 already. The other ones is not really. I guess if you want to build, guess if you're gonna take loans, which he might as well, because he was gonna die otherwise. Like the Iberians definitely have a fight in them. And the French doesn't have Milan yet. How far are the French from Milan? The French is 1 click away from Milan. And maybe the French is gonna take this one over Milan just to be able to rush forward. I don't know, not know. The Portuguese went Explo, so maybe Portugal might survive, but I think he committed in these wars by the looks of his lack of manpower. Also no expansion into Africa, so I guess he's very busy fighting the French. Well, he's doing yeah, he's doing fine here. Like Portugal is living despite the dire situation of Iberia. Wouldn't go by oversight though, and you're also missing the Charter World New Rights, whatever it's called, that gives settler increase in the burgers, but that's just in depth of the burgers gone, and then you can fix that. So some predictions. This looks like a clusterfuck. Like somebody's gonna die. And my money is definitely on Hesse being one of them. Iberia might survive, but looks rough for them. Morocco and Tunis doesn't look very healthy. Songhai looks very healthy. Congo, first time MP, I think. He's definitely gonna learn. Adal have Mamluks breathing down his neck. Persia looking big. Thunderdome of India will deliver. Ayutthaya might fight the Indonesians. Teal game over here. Yeah, that's basically my predictions. So thanks for tuning in.